There are a lot of reasons as of why your cold emails might not be getting the results you want them to get. Perhaps it's poor email copy, unverified leads, whatever it is. Everything starts off with the correct email setup. You can have great email copy, best leads in the world, but if your setup is terrible and if you're not maintaining the setup, well, you're not going to get any great results. That's where WarmForge comes in. WarmForge is not only a cold email warm-up tool, but it's also a maintenance tool. You have placement tests, deliverability monitoring, API, all of that stuff. And that's why today I want to give you a tutorial of WarmForge, show you how to use it, why it's better than other warm-up tools, and how to get the best out of it so we can actually win with cold email. So once you go to WarmForge, simply go sign up. And once you do, you'll see something like this, right? So first, you of course want to connect your mailboxes. You click add mailbox and you connect either your SMTP, any kind of mailbox, upload them via CSV, or just connect your Google Workspace or Outlook accounts. Let's do it with Google Workspace, right? We click login. Okay, and once you connect your mailbox, you'll see something that looks like this. First, here you see your warm-up score. So once this goes above 85, that's when you're ready to start doing cold email outreach, right? If it's anywhere below, you want to look into it, see what's wrong. Have you not done enough warm-up? Are there any other issues? Now, this will gradually increase for as long as you have warm-up on. You should always have it on, by the way, even when you start sending cold emails, right? So now it says we haven't done any. That's why it's so low, but after 14 days it should be raging hot, right? It's cold now. So what you see next is what makes this tool, this warm-up tool, better than the others. First, you have health checks. So this app right away checks your DNS records to see if your domain is set up properly. It also looks if your domain is blacklisted, right? So you have all of these domain blacklists. Now, instead of you going and checking them one by one, it checks everything for you, right? So this way, it saves you a ton of time and you can have a simple overview over your accounts just by logging into one dashboard. You see your heat score, all of the status, is the warm-up on, is the warm-up off? You see everything in one place. You see how many warm-up emails were sent, how many replied, how many unspammed, which is another feature by WarmForge. Basically, if you end up in spam, right, it will right away unspam you to signal email service providers like Google and Microsoft Outlook that this is not spam, right? So that's what it does as well. And another thing that's super important is placement tests, right? So with WarmForge, you get free placement tests every month, right? And it's a super important thing to do if you want to check the deliverability of your mailboxes. Now, if you're sending cold emails and you're not sure where they're landing, whether or not they're landing in spam, right? In the initial mailbox. If you don't know that, you don't know if anything is working, if your lead list is good, if your copy is good. So you want to conduct placement tests, right? They help you to check the status, basically how good your mailbox performs. And you do that by simply doing a placement test. You click add, right? You select the mailbox you want to use. You click save, right? And then you add your own copy because you want to test the copy you're sending with all the words. Perhaps you have some spam words. Maybe you're not syntaxing enough, right? So you want to do that. For example, we'll generate something, right? But you should use your own copy, okay? We click add test, and as you can see, it started the test successfully. Now it will reach out to Microsoft accounts, Google Workspace accounts, right? To see how many of the emails sent landed the primary inbox and how many of them go to spam, right? And this will help you figure out how well your mailboxes are doing. And you will run this across all of your infrastructure. And if any mailboxes results are poor, you just remove these mailboxes, right? There's no other way to know for sure, are you doing good, are you doing bad, right? So this is another way. So now let's wait for it and we'll see how it goes. While the placement test is going, I want to share something as well. WarmForge has an API. So if you want to run these placement tests on a schedule, if you want to connect mailboxes and start warming them up automatically, if you want to maintain the deliverability and health of your mailboxes via some automations, via an API, you can do that. It's bizarre, right? As you can see, we sent 10 total emails, right? For this account, most of the emails, 9 out of 10 to these mailboxes ended up in the primary inbox, meaning none of them went to spam. Now, this one is still pending, so it could have been lost or ended up in spam, or maybe it's just taking some time. But now I know that this mailbox has impeccable deliverability. I can reach out to basically whoever I want and I will land in the primary inbox. So if I'm sending cold emails with this mailbox and I'm not getting results, it's either that my copy is terrible or my lead list is just awful. right? There's no other variable that could ruin my efforts. Important thing to note is that Warmforge is free for users who are using Salesforge, the hyper-personalized cold email automation platform. So if you're using Salesforge, lucky you, because all of this that I showed you is free. You're gonna come here and enjoy that for free. So if you're not using Salesforge, if you're not using Warmforge, well, that's a bummer, right? You're losing on all of this value. So I suggest you do. There's a link in the description. If you have any questions, please let me know down in the comments below. And if you want to look at other tutorials of our tools, check out a video right here. It was me, Sam. Have a good one and peace.